Hello and welcome to the Kathy J Show. My name is Kathy J, and today we are joined by one of the doctors at the Sie Center. I'm so excited. Not just one of the doctors, we have the director, everyone. This is Dr. Nicole Baumer. She is the director of the Anna and John Sie Center for the Down syndrome. It's an honor to meet you. I know you're very busy, so thank you so much for being here today.
Thank you. It's an honor to be here.
I feel like here I need to say the rest of the title. The director of the Anna and John Sie Center for Down Syndrome at Colorado Children's Hospital, Global Endowed Chair for Down Syndrome as well. Like you're all over it, Nicole. So let us start with please, if you could tell us what is Down syndrome.
Yeah, so Down syndrome is a condition that's caused by the presence of an extra copy of chromosome 21 that leads to different characteristics. Could be different medical conditions, different facial appearances, and a different way of developing.
And that's simply what it is. They have a triplication of chromosome 21 and we have 2 of
Exactly.
them.
It's sometimes used
Okay,
synonymously with trisomy 21. That is one of the
okay,
genetic mechanisms that results in Down syndrome. It doesn't always have to be the entire chromosome copied. It could be other forms of it through other genetic
okay.
mechanisms, but yes, they have extra 21st chromosome material, and that is what results in Down syndrome.
Excellent. Okay, so therefore it's not a disease. That's a
It is
big
not a
language that we
disease.
always wanna make sure we're like, it's not a disease.
Right. We're not
Okay.
looking for cures. This is not a disease. This is a condition with a set of characteristics.
Yes, and that's therefore it affects everyone, all races. It affects men, it affects women, it affects Republicans and Democrats, and
This is true.
it affects
Yes.
everyone. And in the past, what was the research that was being done for Down syndrome before the C Center and the Global Down Syndrome Foundation came along?
There's been a lot of efforts over the past several decades um, to advance scientific discoveries
Yeah.
for people with Down syndrome. But I would say that the progress was slow, the funding, the support for Down syndrome research was less than we needed. And with incredible advocacy efforts from Michelle and the Global Down Syndrome Foundation, the Include initiative at the NIH started, and that has really launched research in a way that we never really saw before. So I think that the rate at which there's now scientific discovery is just exponentially greater.
Yes, and you are at the house of the scientific discoveries.
I am. That's why I'm here.
That's why you're here. So your connection before we get into some of the discoveries, because I want everyone to know if they do not know someone with Down syndrome, the research that you are doing there at the C Center affects everyone. You have amazing advancements you have found out with Alzheimer's. I mean, we can get to that. So, but I want to start with your personal connection with Down syndrome, please.
Yeah, so, I was literally born into the Down syndrome community. My older sister Heather has Down syndrome, and have really been immersed in the Down syndrome community my whole life. And certainly she inspired my career path
She
and my
did.
professional goals, but she also just inspired who I am as a human being.
I agree because you had to learn, um, I mean, we all had to live to learn with a sister. They all come with their own package. But so she did help you realize what you wanted to do with your career. She was a reason for it.
Yeah, she takes full credit. Just ask her.
I I love it, I love it. And did you know you wanted to be a doctor that helped people with Down syndrome, or you wanted to be in the research side of it?
I think that I just had this like evolution of a career. I started off really just knowing like the community that I wanted to work with, but
Yes.
I wasn't sure. My mother is a teacher. She was a teacher. My father a physician. I was sort of grew up in both of those worlds, and I was like, I know I want to work with the Down syndrome community, the disability community.
Yes.
I thought about special education. I thought about social work, psychology. I landed on, medical school and doctoring because it's really a way for me to do all of the things that I want to do. I still get to research, I still get to teach, I still get to, be part of the
Hands on.
community in different ways. So, and when I started off, I was doing much more clinical work than I am now. I've sort of shifted throughout my time. Um, I think really inspired by questions I didn't have the answer to that my patients and families would ask me that really inspired me to want to do more and more research. And also, research became important to me because it was a way to impact the community in a broader, bigger way
Yeah.
beyond just those single patients that were in front of me in an office visit at that moment.
Yes, and then you just keep going here, and now congratulations, you're the director of the Sie Center, so tell me about this. What does this promotion mean for you?
Yeah, it's been a real whirlwind of excitement, also a real renewal. I think this is really a dream job for me in so many ways. It gives me the opportunity to have the impact that I really want to have for the Down syndrome community, and to help me realize my vision as a leader in this field. It's a place where there's just all of the pieces that mean so much to me, right? There's the excellence in clinical care, there's the partnership with Global and the advocacy efforts for the same mission and vision that we have in this partnership with the Cernic Institute, where the most transformative research is happening. So it's a chance to be part of this big model that I think is going to have an impact on the Down syndrome community in ways that we really couldn't have even imagined.
You were already helping just the awareness, and I mean, you're already helping their lifespan is already longer since all of you came along. So I mean, you are making huge changes and on big levels, huge levels. So let's talk one more time about Heather, your older sister. Those are her drawings behind you.
This is all of her artwork. Yes, it's sort of like all around me.
Yep.
She is an artist,
Uh-huh.
and she has just like colorful, bright, like it just makes me smile.
Tell me, yes, what are some of your favorite things about Heather? What makes her stand out?
Oh, Heather. Well, she certainly inspires me. She inspires everyone that she meets. She just has a way of having an impact on people. She's this lovely mix of, huge heart. She's extremely strong-willed. Um,
I found
she
most of my friends in the Down syndrome community are extremely strong-willed.
Yeah, yeah. It is a common characteristic. Some people, especially in the
Yeah,
younger years, sometimes we hear the word stubborn. I tell
yeah, no,
families,
no,
just hold on.
strong-willed.
These are incredible, strong-willed self-advocacy skills.
Yes,
We
right.
will appreciate this. This has led her to be, very independent, and she wants to be in charge of her life. She wants to be in charge of what she does. And she just has this real positive outlook on life, right? She's proud of herself. She's proud of the people around her in ways that I think, we can all stand to learn a little bit about that way of being
Yes,
proud and to experiencing joy. Yeah,
yes.
she's really
Does she live on her own? Does she
she lives with my parents in Philadelphia.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah, and she just, she has a very active social life. She's very busy,
Oh,
keeps
yes,
herself very busy.
yes.
Anytime you want to talk to her, you're interrupting
It's
something, but
something, I can't tell you, they are very busy, I do. I mean, when I have to read the resumes, I'm sometimes, when we do the models for the fashion show and stuff that we're gonna talk about here in a moment. I mean, the bios that these people that I mean, I'm just like,
I know.
they are doing so much more than I've done in my entire life to this point. Like, I just so yeah, so never underestimate people with Down syndrome is the big lesson.
Yes,
So,
absolutely.
all right, so the Sie Center, it's now one of the largest Down syndrome clinics in the United States. Yay! What makes it special? What are you most excited about for the next
Oh
chapter?
goodness. Yeah, you can just feel the specialness of the Sie Center
Yeah,
by its physical presence. You sort of like you walk into the Sie Center and it is a dedicated space for
and
people
it
with
is
Down syndrome.
here in Denver. I'm so
It's
sorry.
here
I
in
was
Denver
Yeah,
at
so
Children's
exciting.
Hospital, Colorado. And it was carefully designed, from the ground up with people with Down syndrome in mind, right? They have designated rooms for motor and feeding, and there's a rock wall, and there's bicycles, and there's like a kitchen for all ages to help support feeding needs. There's an educational evaluation room. Oh, and the medical exam rooms.
Right,
Like
right.
it really has this idea of there's all these experts, this team of people that come together that spend all of their time just thinking about Down syndrome, and it has this real collaborative model. So it's like the physical space. There's pictures on the wall of people with Down syndrome. There's art on the walls by artists with Down syndrome, and it just sort of feels like, yeah, this place is for me,
Yeah.
which I think is really special. And then, of course, the people in the Sie Center. I think that the Sie Center is one of the few Down syndrome clinics where the people that work in the Sie Center largely spend all of their time in the Sie Center. So they're fully their
Yeah.
jobs are Down syndrome, and it really just allows us to do so much. And it's really a great team that works so well together, is here to collaborate, wants to move things forward, wants to ask the right questions. So
That's
it's a really special place.
it is a very special place, and, we're speaking today with Dr. Nicole Baumer. She is the director of the Anna and John C. Center, for Down syndrome at Colorado Children's Hospital. Anna and John, I love them, rest in peace to Anna, and their granddaughter, Sophia. I just feel like, and I always tell them, and I guess I'm telling you the same thing. Sometimes I feel like the people with Down syndrome, their family members, it's meant to be. Like you're like their gift of what they were able to do, to really bring Down syndrome into the 20th century, into what you're doing because you're your sister. Do you feel that sometimes when you run into people, you're like, we're all just meant to be here?
Yeah, I do. And I do, everybody has their unique journey, right? Like everybody has the different things that life throws at them. But this has been a really special journey.
It is, it is. Okay, so let's talk about the journey of tell me when you work with Dr. Joaquin Espinoza. So I love him. Love him. The guy can dance all night long, but this isn't about I
Yeah, never let me have a dance battle with him. Like,
ever.
I'm not signing up for that. I know my place.
The only person I've ever seen win against him was Deandra Dixon, Jamie Foxx's sister. She's
Yeah.
the only one I've ever seen win against Dr. Espinoza. But what is it like to work with him?
You know, I mean, you know him. He's just this big visionary thinker.
Yes.
Right, and I think that there's those people who are big visionary thinkers, but they're, like, so far removed from reality in a way, but he just has this ability to think big, but also to really, like, strategize and operationalize to make his big dreams happen. Like, he's really doing it. Like, he executes on this vision in ways that it's really just he's an incredible partner to collaborate with. And I think, he's really just bringing together these basic science discoveries and bringing them like at this rapid pace into clinical discoveries and clinical trials. And
Yes.
it's really, I feel really, I feel really honored to be able to collaborate with him and for us to do a lot of this work in partnership.
Yes, no, I agree. Well, tell him I said hi. But,
I will.
I mean, because it is so true. The Down Syndrome Foundation is not shy about lobbying, about getting into Washington, about saying we are the most underfunded and we need it. And here's why. And so tell me about some of the research that you have been excited about or you're currently excited about that everyone should be excited about.
Yeah, there's so much
There
going on. This
is.
is
I
really
know.
just like it's a booming time for research, right? My particular background is in neurodevelopmental disability, so I'm pediatric neurology and neurodevelopment. So I am very interested in development and especially development very early on, and thinking about different ways that we can be supporting and optimizing development, starting in infancy and like the very very young children. And so I'm working on two projects that are funded by the NIH Include project, that are really looking at trying to understand the different ways children with Down syndrome develop. Um, their social skills, their play skills, their communication skills, their thinking skills, um, and whether there's aspects of their biology, their medical health that contribute or impact that development in different ways. And so, partnering with Dr. Espinoza to think about what are the biologic markers that may help us predict children who may need some extra support in their development very early on, or thinking about what medical conditions may be impacting development early on. So, a lot of my time these days is spent on projects like that, specifically focused on development.
That's awesome, Dr. Balmer. So what you're saying is, I or you, we do have certain markers of our development. You're trying to be able to figure out where they are for people with Down syndrome to help them as they're advancing through those markers.
Yeah, there's like the markers of what you can observe. There's the
Yes.
observational markers, like just as you see as how a child is developing, you can certainly make recommendations. That's sort of where we've been in clinical care. But wouldn't it be really cool if, because of a blood sample or a saliva sample, we saw that there were different blood markers
Yes.
that help us say, oh, this is associated with children who have more difficulty in these areas. Wouldn't that be so cool to then be able to say, hey, before we start to observe maybe some of these challenges later on, maybe we already start to get more intensive speech therapy or more intensive feeding therapy or whatever it is that maybe um, will help us predict things to provide more personalized and individualized support. I mean, that's what's really about. It's like, how can we take these big, broad, general recommendations that we know potentially will help everybody at a group level, but how do we get to the nitty gritty of each individual and tailor recommendations accordingly?
You're right. So when because you do say everybody's different, but in a way, there are some certain markers that could be the same, and we could help guide through them. I love that. I love that. And so,
Yeah.
so is there anything else you want to talk about with the research before we get into the fashion show and all the celebrities?
No, I don't think so.
Are you sure? Do you want to
Yeah, yeah, I'm
anything
good.
else? Okay, well, I think it's fascinating. I always have just heard about all of the work that has been being done over there, and it's just you do make everything so much more comfortable for the lives of people with Down syndrome and their families. So thank you. Thank you.
Yeah.
And so, okay, so now let's get into this fashion show. Okay, so have you been to a Be Beautiful, Be Yourself fashion show before?
Last year was my very first year.
Amazing,
Yeah,
wasn't it?
it blew me away.
Okay, I always tell everyone this is by far my favorite event of ever that I ever go to. So it comes once a year. It's the annual event, the Be Beautiful, Be Yourself fashion show. And it is people with Down syndrome walking the catwalk with celebrities. The family of the global Down syndrome family, they have access to a lot of celebrities. And the people that come to this event are amazing. So this year we have Jeremy Renner. Hawkeye's going to be there, which is so cool. Jane Lynch is getting the Quincy Jones Award, which is wonderful. There are some amazing things. Tell me what your favorite part about the event is.
Oh my goodness. I'm so excited. This will be my second year.
Yeah.
And I think this event is just this like perfect blend of celebrating beauty and individuality, but
Yes.
also like building community, bringing people together to share in this joy, this pride, this connection. I think it does a lot to build awareness, right? There's people that attend this event that maybe didn't know that much about people with Down syndrome, so they have this, this firsthand view of it. And it's raising funds to support really a better life for people with Down syndrome, through better health, through research. Um, and I think it's just an event that really does the job of inspiring people to care about the things that we care about.
Yes.
So I'm really excited for it.
Yes. Well, let me read more of the list of celebrities. I mean, I got it right here. I might as well might as well keep
Yeah,
going.
let's hear.
Okay, so we have Guyan the Lion. We love him. Guyan is getting the global ambassador. And Guyan I mean, he has a book out. He's literally Guyan the Lion.
Yep.
So I love him. So
We've
he is
got a
getting,
published author coming. It's
yes,
very
a
cool.
published author right off the gate. Then we have the Quincy Jones Advocacy Awardees, and that's going to Kevin Iannucci, excuse me, who's
Yep.
an actor and self-advocate, and then of course Jane Lynch, who that's can't wait,
Yep.
can't wait. Then we'll also have, like I said, Jeremy Renner, Jessica Biel. I mean, it would be great if she wanted to show up with her husband. I'm just throwing that out. But Lauren Potter, Sarah Bach, John McGinley, have you met him before?
I No,
The
I don't think
actor
I
from
have.
Scrubs. Okay,
No.
so he plays the older actor or the older doctor on Scrubs, and so the first couple years I had to interview him on the red carpet. He sometimes will give you that face that he gives to his students in the show, and I'm always like, "Wrong question, bad question."
You get the verbal and nonverbal feedback.
I know. I'm just like, he probably has no idea he's doing it. But anyways, but he'll be there because his son has Down syndrome and he has been such a good advocate over the years. Amanda Booth, Alexis Floyd. We have so many Beverly Johnson, Beverly Mitchell. I mean, the list goes on and on. Denver Bronco cheerleaders. I just love this event. And you get to watch these people come out on the catwalk. You get to have an amazing meal. It's the best silent auction, live auction items I've ever seen.
Yeah. Yeah, it's gonna be a really fun night.
And then and the money goes, and like I said, the research isn't just for people with Down syndrome. The research is everyone. You have so many different things going right now with the research. Our money is going to all of us, I feel.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Scientific discovery helps everybody, right? We
Yes.
learn about health in one population, we learn about, um, and we're learning about conditions that impact all people, things like Alzheimer's, things like cancers and various things. Like this is something we all have stake in.
Yep, we all have stake in it. Thank you for saying it like that, Dr. Nicole Baumer. So before I let you go, the event, let me say it. I don't even know if I said it. It's this Saturday, October 18th, down at the Sheridan Hotel downtown. The event has raised over 30 million since it started in 2008.
Amazing.
That is so exciting. But more research, more research. So before I let you go today, doctor, what would you like everyone to know about the potential of people with Down syndrome, the community of Down syndrome? Please, what would you like us to know?
Oh goodness,
It's
in
a
one
lot.
line or less. That's a hard one. I have so much. I have like long, long lists. I think at the end of the day, I think there's just so much pride and learning and joy, um, in the Down syndrome community. And it is a community that sticks together, that supports each other. Um, and we all have so much to learn from people with Down syndrome, that, you know, go meet somebody with Down syndrome and learn about them, learn about their lives, learn about their unique challenges, but also their strengths and things that they're so good at.
So good.
And I think that if we all learned a little bit more about each other, life would be better for all of us. So I think that would maybe be my main message.
I agree, and at this party, it is a big party. In
It's a
addition to
party.
catwalk and everything, you get to meet the people with Down syndrome and their families that have come. You get to meet you never know who's in the crowd. Like, I was sitting next to Alec Baldwin one year. Jamie Foxx went up on an auction with Eva Longoria, and all of a sudden, it was an auction to be in someone's house to play the piano. Like, the celebrities again, Dickerson was there one year. They just have the greatest connections, and everyone comes for this event. So, and also the music and all that. You'll be staying for the after party, right?
Oh yeah, the dance
Okay.
party. That's going to be the highlight for me.
Now, Sophia Witten, when Dancing Queen comes on, find us. You just
Okay,
find us, okay?
good plan. Good plan.
Thank you so much, Dr. Nicole Baumer. Thank you so much for joining us
Thanks for
today.
having
The
me.
director, yay, of the Anna and John C. Witten Institute at the Children's Hospital. Thank you so much for everything that you're doing, and
Thank
take
you.
care. See you soon.
Kathie J.